Welcome to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio, Channel 141 HUR Voices. I'm your host, Sharon Morton, and my guest today is Tiana Ligon, the Chief Financial Visionary behind Swerve Financial Group and the Chief Financial Officer and Chief Operating Officer of the prestigious organization Women Elevating Women, also known as WOW, W-E-W. As a 2025 Enterprising Woman of the Year recipient, Tiana is celebrated for her service and commitment to advancing business leaders. I met Tiana through our mutual love of Women Elevating Women, where we are both members. WOW, as I mentioned, we love to call it, guides women entrepreneurs and executives from six-figure businesses to enterprises valued at $1 million and beyond. But the road to $1 million businesses for women is very daunting, with less than 4% reaching that impressive milestone. But WOW utilizes so many different tools, including strategic business partnerships, one-on-one strategizing, and robust networking opportunities to help women get to where they want to be. And their annual conference is coming up to help women generate 6 and 7 figures in gross revenues. The conference theme is steady, steadfast, and stealth. I love that. So as we always say, we're going to be doing more than just scratching the surface. Here on Skin Deep, we're talking all about women winning. And by the way, if you want to reach out, email us at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with information you just can't afford to miss here on Skin Deep. And welcome back to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio. As I mentioned before the break, I have on the show with me Tiana Ligon, the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer of the prestigious organization Women Elevating Women, also known as WOW. Tiana, thank you so much for joining us here on Sirius XM HUR Voices.
Thank you so much just for having us another year on this platform as we're entering the WOW conference. You're one of our favorite WOW partners, so we're just as excited just to be back here with you this year again.
Thank you, Tiana. I'm excited about the conference. We're going to have even more fun, right?
Absolutely.
So tell my listeners, what is the overall mission and vision of Women Elevating Women?
That's a great question. You talk a lot about, helping women in business and helping them scale and elevate to that next level. And that is just the essence of who we are at Women Elevating Women. And so we do tap into that 8% or below that are hovering over the 7-figure mark. They're feeling a little stuck at that 6 figures, and they just need a little extra push, a little love, nurture, and care as they continue to scale on their journey to 7 figures. So our mission is to really help to elevate that 8%, 4% to the next level of 7-figure entrepreneurs as well. So we do that with our programs, our 5 pillars of success to really champion that entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, I was going to say, what makes WOW different from other women's empowerment organizations or leadership organizations? Because we all know, 4% is just not enough. We need more women millionaires, right?
Yeah.
Grossing multi-million-dollar revenues. But WOW helps to do that. And how does that make you different from everyone else?
Yeah, that is a great question, right? And so what separates us is the foundation of our 5 pillars. And so the 5 pillars, they were coined by our beloved founder, Betty Hines, just with all of her years of facilitating women entrepreneurs all the way from startups to 6 figures, 7 figures, leading all the way to billionaires. And with facilitating, these women over the years, she's identified 5 key traits, which we coin as our 5 pillars, which help women to really jumpstart their journey to scale. And so what separates us is the programming that we provide under those 5 pillars, and also the resources and connections, and of course the access that we provide the members as well. We do not hold on to the opportunities. Our whole mission is to elevate our members and to bring the opportunities back home, as well as look for ways to receive and collaborate with our members as well.
Yeah, I love that. That's what I love about being a WOW member, is that You provide the access, you provide the opportunities. There's no gatekeeping. You share all of your information. And that's why my organization, Black Door Society, my listeners know all about Black Door Society because we do the same thing. And you all are like our big sister, where you're helping my members to grow their businesses and get to that $1 million number. And we understand how difficult it is, especially for women of color. But WOO, which I really love, is an organization comprised of all different ethnicities and so many different women who are willing to share and who do not gatekeep. What I'd like our listeners to know is, how does your role, or what does your role as both COO, Chief Operating Officer, and Chief Financial Officer play in shaping the strategy and execution of WOO's wonderful programs?
Great question. The strategy, the vision, and the mission. Yes, it did start with our founder. However, our members, they're the heartbeat of that. So we keep a strong pulse on the needs of our community, the needs of women entrepreneurs, and how do we really utilize the partnerships and the collaborations that we have to serve that need. And so my role is really just to take the vision that, our founder and our leader, Betty Hines, has for the women, right? And also the resources. How do we really activate vision with the strategy and the resources that we have to fulfill our mission of scaling our women-owned businesses and members in our community. And so just being able to do that and bring, the conference every year to a different city has been fulfilling, right? The conferences, they're electric. We are a 100% virtual organization. And so to be able to see that vision of our women and of our ecosystem of all women, and not just women, but we also honor our visionary men who support and uplift, the women in our community. And so really just tapping into the members make up the community, and they also, they bring the essence of WOO to it as well.
Yeah, and that is so exciting too, the conference that WOO has every year. It's good to see everyone in person and, connect with each other in person. This year it's going to be in in Chicago. It was in Philadelphia last year. I just, like I said, I had so much fun last year. This year it's going to be in Chicago. And before we talk about the conference, I want you to tell everybody, how they can find out more about WOO. Give them the website.
Absolutely. So it's www.crew.com. So www.woocrew.com. And that's how you can find out all the information about our membership, our mission, our 5 pillars. And then most importantly, as we're entering the conference season, all of the conference details are up there as well. So woocrew.com.
Yes, my listeners, you do not want to miss this conference. If you really want to be in the room with millionaires, multimillionaires, 100 millionaires, then the WOO conference is for you. Can you share some of the organization's biggest accomplishments to date, some of WOO's biggest accomplishments, which include some of your great partnerships and sponsors and your speakers, keynote speakers you've secured, and some of the women you've helped to get over six figures into the 7 figures stratosphere?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're very proud just of our collaborations that, we've been able to have over the years and continue to have over the years. One being with JP Morgan Chase and also the Women Presidents Organization. And so you'll hear more about the collaborations that we have with them during our conference. But I just love to tell the stories of our members and the accomplishments of our members as well. And just how, we talk about access and we talk about the opportunities that we bring. And so, we had members who we put up for board, organizations, and the board said, hey, we do not want you on as a board member because we want to secure you and bring you a $400,000 contract. So those are the type of wins and the successes that we love to champion. We're also really, really excited about some of the new partnerships and new announcements that we have at the new conference to enhance our membership and also just to enhance our community and ecosystem as we're continuing to branch out. So I can't share too too much just about some of the announcements that we'll have at the conference, but we're really just excited this year. We're just gaining more traction and more opportunities and benefits for our members as well.
So give us the theme of the conference again, and what's the central message that this year's conference will focus on?
Yeah, so this year our focus is really steady, steadfast, and stealth. And so, just thinking about just the shifting times that we're in, the uncertainty. What does that mean for us as entrepreneurs? And to be steady, right? To have those steady foundations and really sustain yourself as we enter this future. So being bold in that, being steadfast, really having what it takes to really drive, and not only just drive to your mission, but also stick to your mission and stick to your values. One thing that, we want to make sure and ensure in times like this is that we do, yes, we have to pivot, but does that pivot align with where you truly started and what that vision and mission is? And so really, holding on to those strategies, staying steadfast, and most importantly, staying stealth, right? Moving silently, moving as a community. How are we coming together? How are we really, making change and moving the needle forward in a way that is, I was always told, don't talk about it, be about it. And so, really, just bringing those strategies to help sustain in the uncertain times that we're in. So those are just some of the, areas that we're looking to talk about during the conference. It's a conference for all ages, all generations. And so we have the Fly Hip Ageless keynote speaker, Kimberly Button. And it's just going to be a great experience for, again, like I said, all generations, because we can all learn from one another.
Yes, for sure. And Kimberly Bunton, I just love her. The whole ageless thing. She's definitely not a gatekeeper. She's extremely successful and is always lifting as she climbs. So that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to hear her speak. So Tiana, before we go to break, in the next segment of the show, I wanted to focus on what types of women professionals or leaders does the conference primarily aim to reach, because I like my women listeners to know, hey, you can be a very small business owner. This conference is open to you. You don't have to feel like you need to be like even the CEO. You could be in the organization and or a business owner or a partner, and you can still come to the conference and learn so much. So before we go to break, I need you to tell everyone again what the website is to go to the conference and why they should be in Chicago at the next Women Elevating Women conference.
Yes, absolutely. So go to www.wewcrew.com, wewcrew.com, to find out all details about the conference. Click the links. It'll take you right to our registration page. And why you need to be in the room is because this is your opportunity, again, to find the community that you need to nurture your journey as you scale in the times of uncertainty. But also, we do not have the gatekeepers, so get the access that you need, the skills, the tips, and there's always a takeaway and something to apply in your day-to-day. So hope that you guys are able to make it out to the windy city of Chicago. Hopefully it's not windy.
Or cold. I hope it's not cold. So folks, I want you to stay tuned. We will be right back after these messages here on Sirius XM Radio, Channel 141, HUR Voices. And we're back here on Skin Deep with Tiana Ligon, the Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer of the prestigious Women Elevating Women organization, also known as WOO, of which we are both proud members, right, Tiana?
We are.
What would you say that WOO has done to adapt to change? Because like you said, in this landscape, we all have to pivot. And so when WOO is faced with challenges and faced with trying to figure out how to scale its impact in this kind of landscape, what would you say WOO has done to address that?
Well, for one, it starts with strong systems and strong operations. right? And so when you know your product and you can clearly define, your product or your service offering, and really staying true to that, you can identify those areas where you need to shift so that you can continue, right, to remain steady and stay resilient in this times of uncertainty. Not only that, relying on people. Right, your people, your partners, your collaborators, and also finding that community to help you to, really stay afloat, but also keep your ears on the pulse as well. And so, again, we're just being intentional and strategic with staying focused on, areas of the business and strategies that bring value to. Again, we're never losing focus on our mission of elevating women, right? And so, how do we, provide that access and provide that opportunity to be able to reach, multiple women? And one way that we've been able to do that is through offering, different scholarships that we still have available for our membership. And so that's been really helpful just with our pivot. And we're just thankful for some of our advisors and our partners who have stepped up to provide those scholarships to help members and also women out there to have access to WOO.
Yeah. Your advisors, your sponsors, your partners have been absolutely amazing. And you had spoken about community and how men are part of the community as well. So talk to us about how WOO engages men and its allies in the mission of Women Elevating Women, especially during conference time. You have a special day for the men, right?
Yes, we do. And so the way that WOO utilizes men, again, we have men who serve on our advisory council and also CEO advisors who you'll soon hear to. We'll announce soon. And so just through those collaborations with our partners and advisors, we're able to bring additional resources and benefits to our membership. But each year at our WOO conference, and we have our signature Women Elevating Women WOO Pillar Awards, where we award five women under our 5 pillars and also 12 visionary men during our WOO Pillar Awards luncheon. And so the visionary men that we look to honor, they're helping women to elevate. They're helping women, putting women on platforms, and they're also pouring into women so that they are able to further their careers in their business or as an executive as well. Do not just take entrepreneurs. And so those are the ways that we partner with men and that we look to partner with men. And we'll be making some more announcements in the coming weeks, just on some additional ways that we'll be enhancing, our visionary men. So we're really excited just to really partner and also just bring more access and more resources and opportunities to our women as well.
That's wonderful. And, I always talk about mentorship and how you can never be too old to have a mentor. And I was just with our wonderful founder, Betty Hines, and I introduced her. She was one of the keynote speakers at an award ceremony, and I told everyone how she was my mentor. What role does mentorship play within WOO and its conferences? Because, I believe Kimberly is one of my mentors as well, and I met her at the WOO conference.
Yeah, another reason why to attend, because you never know, right? You may run into your mentor, into a new mentor, and it's great that you brought up mentorship, because that is definitely embedded in our program. We do have one of our pillars is the cultivate pillar, and with the cultivate pillar, right, is how are you cultivating that next generation, not young generation, but next generation of entrepreneurs, right? Because we are the next generation, and so what does that look like? And through our full membership, the WOO Crew membership, we pair every single one of our women with a mentor that is generating at a minimum of 7 figures or more. Again, you said it, lifting as you climb, and so they are certainly reaching back, and our WOO Crew women are loving it. Yeah. And so mentorship is definitely at the center of who we are, and also our pillar as well.
Yes, I love it. So how can conference attendees, continue to engage with WOO after the conference ends? I know I'm always, telling my Black Door Society members to come to the conference, network, meet people. How do people continue to engage afterwards?
It doesn't stop at the conference. Again, we're virtual, right? And so the beauty of us being virtual is that we're able to tap into members across the country, across the world, right? Because we do have global members as well. Yeah, and so joining membership is one way to stay engaged. We do have non-member events throughout the year where you can also join those calls to meet some of our members and get a little taste of what I say woo with the networking that we do on those calls as well. But social media, we are actively engaged on social media. Our members, they're constantly tapping into that platform to promote their businesses, and so there are several ways to stay engaged and tap in, whether it's through our events or our partner events as well. So absolutely reach out and connect with us on our social platforms or email lists as well.
Yeah, and the social media handle, I believe, is Women Elevating Women, and you all are everywhere on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very easy to reach out. And what's your long-term vision for the growth and influence of Women Elevating Women? Where do you and Betty see WOO in, say, 5 years?
That's a great question. Just continuing our expansion, right? And so there's so many untapped markets that we haven't even tapped into. We talked about us being global, and yes, we do have global women that are across the globe, right, and also across the country. So how do we continue to expand that impact? How do we continue to expand our collaborations with some of those global partners or local partners as well? And so those are some of the areas that we're looking to further explore. Just with the partnerships that we've been seeking and having some active conversations with. And so I think within the next 5 years, we'll really just continuing to build on the foundation and continuing to build on just the impact that we're already making, for women.
Yeah, it's a huge impact. Such a wonderful organization, and you all have been so helpful in helping us at Black Door Society to grow and to be in those rooms, bringing us into those rooms. So we're super excited about the conference that's coming up. That's it for now, folks. I know the show goes by so quickly. I'm your host, Sharon Morton, with my brilliant guest and Women Elevating Women's sister, as well as Women Elevating Women's Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer, Tiana Ligon. Tiana, one more time, tell everyone how they can reach WOO and register for the conference.
Yes, join us at the conference, and you can learn more about our membership at www.woocrew.com, WEWcrew.com.
Wonderful. Folks, I hope that you take the information we provided today and use it to grow wins for women. You can hear this show on SiriusXM Radio, Channel 141, HUR Voices on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, as well as on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and all of the streaming platforms. And hit me up at ScindyRadioShow@gmail.com if you have a show idea, or check me out at Sharon_Morton on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks again for tuning in on All Things That Are Skindy.